junk crab, or a junk hermit crab.
What is it with you in making us do dungeon crawls?
Because they're fun. At least to design. And from
This is
there,
the
you guys...
fourth one.
I mean, it is called Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, but there's a difference between exploring a dungeon and having a dungeon crawl. I digress.
Regardless,
To be fair, we
You
could
ended up-
probably leave at any point in time. No, because
regardless, you guys do have a bit of a problem in that you in a circle. And you're currently back at the entrance where you first started.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Octavia starts swearing in Sylvan.
I thought it was common, but...
No, now he's in Sylvan. How many forks in the road did we meet?
Sorry, could you repeat? It was kind of garbled. How many what did you need?
How many forks in the roads did we see?
Two. Well, actually just one. The rest was just a path.
So,
You're
simple
currently
enough.
at the only fork in the road.
Simple enough. We go back to that fork and go the other way.
That wasn't the problem. Well, I'll let you figure it out.
Yes, I know. We went into a giant circle.
She's like, I didn't enjoy that. I'm busy.
What if where we fought the hermit crab is actually an elevator?
Because we couldn't see anything past where it stopped?
Doesn't mean there's a bottom. Where did that hermit crab get up, collected all that junk?
I guess we check out the plate.
I actually think we should be concerned about.
It's a big plate. It's suspended by chains. And from there, just a big plate.
If I'm trapped here for all eternity, I'm blaming you. I jump on the plate.
And you should also
Okay.
welcome Greg to the floor.
You hear a series of clicks. Eventually,
Can we go outside?
Not now.
as the plate slowly lowers, the four chains evidently being
Where are you going?
lowered somehow. Evidently being lowered down somehow.
Dr. Beasley, I'm having an issue with the food.
What's the problem?
I swear I'm eating less and less, and I just...
And eventually,
Do I see anything?
We'll talk about it.
well, as you get lowered down, you see, thanks to your dark vision, you can see a large trail of some kind of liquid.
Gosh, if I'd broken the rule on my first date, I'd kill myself.
Instead,
So
It's-
there's a path down there.
Flew by.
You realize you're not
possibly.
the first uncooperative patient.
And then again, you also notice that the massive
Yes.
body of the junk crab that you had killed isn't there either.
That didn't take long. I'm that good.
And it is leading, and the trail of liquid is leading in a direction.
Plans to mix them and started with $35. Which now we have $900.
You also notice, actually no, roll a perception check.
Itchy skin distracting
Who?
Number one doctor recommended it.
Who roll perception?
You, Octavius, roll perception.
Solid 20.
And we saw
You do notice
Cassidy.
that there is a lever of sorts
Oh, no way.
that gets
We saw propane
that is, like,
Cassidy, and so Pete was, like,
slowly
whining.
clicking.
So we let go
That
of
is
her
slowly
leash, and she
clicking
walked up
from
the
left to
driveway,
right.
she had a wiggly butt, and
Unfortunately
she
for
went,
you,
"That's
before you can reach it,
propane."
it
She
clicks
went and met
back
Cassie,
to
and
the
then she
right,
went in their
to the far right
backyard,
position,
checked it out.
which is sort of just at an angle, and then you immediately start rising back up.
I said you were sad about the stuff. Now.
Eventually, you reach the top again. You hear this solid as
Everybody's
you
like, "Yeah." You
as
know,
the
I
plate
said, "Well,
clicks back
no
into
problem."
position.
They're like, wait, didn't they reschedule?
Well, there's a path and a trail of what I'm going to assume is blood.
I think some larger creature took the body.
Mm. I don't know.
Should we follow it?
I mean, what else are we gonna do?
So, do you all want to step on the plate again?
Is everyone gonna join on the plate?
Holly, Ewan?
Then yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Tried it, you. I'm sorry.
So, all of you get on the plate. Octavius, did you get off the plate before everybody else got back on?
No.
Nothing happens.
He's claustrophobic.
I jump.
CIA satellites aren't one.
Since there are other people now, nothing happens.
Oh, god damn it. Is this thing pressure sensitive? It's pressure sensitive. Everyone get off and go back on.
Keep in mind, you all have to jump like a 2-foot gap, so it's a bit awkward. But you all do, and eventually it clicks And once again, you're all lowered rapidly. Well, rapidly, but at the same time, not. Not enough where it could hurt when you stop suddenly, but to the point where it's fairly obvious that you're moving quite a large distance in a very short period of time.
Onward, monkeys.
What do you do? What do you call it?
So, that brings me to the question. Do any of you get the lever?
Would it not serious be the only one to notice the lever?
Well, Octavius didn't tell any of you about it, so you wouldn't notice it right away.
Yeah, fuck. I'll grab it with the lever.
All right, you grab it. Which way do you want to push it? To the right or the left?
To the left.
You pull it to the left hard, and there's a bit of resistance at first, but then you pull hard, and it clicks into place. Finally, when you let go, it stays in place, and the plate stays there. The plate stays down.
We're Dark Soulsing now, boys.
There's only one path. Well, there's the one that the trail of liquid goes. It's going, well, effectively, forward.
And forward we shall go.
Sorry, Nico, you said you were moving forward?
Yeah.
Keep up this scorched earth policy.
Alrighty.
Are you ready to try another strategy, or do you want me to lead you?
As you all move forward, it's rather easy to understand. It's rather easy to see from there. Well, due to the fact that everybody has night vision, it's easy. But if any of you didn't have night vision, you'd be screwed because, for one, there's no lighting.
I knew.
So,
When you think about it, the real
do you all want to move forward?
are the doctors.
House.
See how they give you a ping pong table. But no
Yeah.
You're currently at, yeah, all right.
they're mocking
The hall
you.
moves for about, and it's a rather spacious hallway too.
Right? You know where this is going.
About
Whoever saw
30
this
feet
was-
wide, 20 feet tall. It's a bit interesting. And as such, you all can move fairly unimpeded side by side.
All right, why don't we just go and sit down and.
Of course, Alicia's with you too.
I want to discuss it right here.
So, eventually, you get in. But yeah, eventually, you get some rather interesting sights. For one,
Is that your strategy? Give everybody what they want except me.
You're a natural leader.
you're in a rather
We could do something useful down here for them. Definitely.
large
Or we could
dome.
keep fighting. If you think you can break me. If you think I'm not every bit as stubborn as you.
Beyond that, there's not much you can discern from a passing glance. It's weird.
Make them miserable?
If any of you want to investigate the area, you can.
What is it?
You can move to any part, but it should be noted there doesn't appear to be a way out. The trail of the trail of liquid, or well, at this point you just know it's blood. The trail of blood goes to the center of the room and then stops.
Is there anything
Uh,
above the center?
Sponsored by Secret.
Roll an investigation. It's hard to see, but you think you see some kind of
And when you use your MasterCard, you have security benefits that keep you protected. So your purchase ends up in the right hand.
pillar,
Format.
except it doesn't
And your staff
descend to the ground. It's weird to describe for some reason. As a matter of fact, it's hard to really describe anything in this room.
Thank you all to welcome another new edition
does the
of
floor feel squishy?
Freedom Master. Steve
Roll an investigation.
covered. It's like Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne or Peter Parker.
Ooh, we got more Jesus than Super.
Oh,
You all you can really do is sort of like pat your foot against the ground.
Good evil. And some people are special, and they're chosen to help keep evil forces at bay.
Yeah,
I think you can stop bullets, do you?
it's really hard to tell. Like,
Group time, Greg.
there's a bit of give, but at the same time, there isn't.
She needs help.
So currently,
Somebody to save her.
all of you know two things. All of you know two things for certain. Well,
Let's
three.
take 5 minutes
You're in a
and
dome.
get to know Steve.
There's a pillar descending from the highest point of the dome down to around 20 feet above the floor,
I know you're Steve.
and the floor may or may not be squishy.
Can I light the torch?
You can always go back.
Roll an intelligence save.
Somehow I think we're inside of a mouth.
that is exactly what I thought.
Intelligence save?
Yeah, intelligence save. You felt this cloud overtake your mind for a few moments as you eventually then move on.
No problem. I'll get you some old school chips. They have them. I'll get you some dip.
You light the torch.
Yes, get me chips and dip. What else?
You see nothing. There isn't anything here that looks like it bears life, aside from the group.
Sit.
But beyond that, there's no. So yeah, the torch is on, but you don't see anything aside from your fellow party members.
Shouldn't they see the area more clearly now? Instead of all grays.
Clearly, and yes and no. You do see the harsh outlines, the pillar, the walls, but again, it's like before. Aside from that, any details you try to focus on get muddled and very hard to make out. Straining yourself just hurts.
Can you see her?
Sure you're good with this?
Holly, do you want to do anything in here?
How do we start? We just
Talking to me.
make it good.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you said Allie.
Oh, sorry, I said Holly.
Not really. Sorry, I'm kind of zoned out.
It's all right.
But yeah, I'll just keep leading the group, I guess.
Mhm. Well, Octavius, do you want to try anything? You notice that Holly is really out of it for some reason. You don't know why.
Ah, fuck it, I'm 5. I'm giving her a wet willy.
Holly, you get a wet willy in the ear.
Wouldn't I have seen that with my passive perception?
Of what?
16?
You were zoned out.
No, it's her.
If you
Alright.
want, I'll stealth.
Yeah, Octavius, try and roll stealth
How's the
with advantage.
easy we're on license plate?
Holly,
Alright.
you get a wet willy in the ear, and it's ugh.
I immediately back up and say, what was that for?
You were zoning out.
What's wrong with zoning out?
We're in the middle of a dungeon.
Yeah, there's nothing happening. Is there something you wanted me to do, or did you just break me out of a sweet daydream?
Octavius turns around and starts walking to the middle of the room.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could help.
Okay. That's been fine. Everybody roll 10 minutes. Everybody roll a intelligence.
Everybody roll for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, sorry. Everybody, sorry. I misspoke. Intelligence save. Everybody roll one.
10, so probably... Oh dear.
13.
Azrael and Holly, you immediately forget every detail you've learned about the room. Octavius, you keep it all in the
Anything.
I'm
So-
sorry, what?
Octavius, you remember all the details you've learned. You're in a large dome. The floor may or may not be squishy, and there's a pillar extending from the topmost point of the dome down to around 40 feet above the floor. Everybody else, you've forgotten everything about it. Everything about the room.
We can still see all the things, though. Right?
That's what you think. But no.
Has the room changed from their perspective?
Any details that were clear to them before, no.
I'm gonna look at Octavius and... What was in that wet willy you just gave me? Oh wait, do I remember the wet willy?
You remember the wet willy. If it's
Okay.
not about the room, you can remember it for some reason.
Did you like cast a spell on me in the form of a wet willy or what?
What are you talking about?
What's going on?
We're trying to figure out what's going on with this room.
What's different about this room from any other room we've been in?
Wait a minute, hold up. It's a dome that we took an elevator down with a thing that looks like a uvula hanging from the ceiling.
What? When did we find that out?
What?
When did we figure that out? Have you been keeping these secrets?
We figured that out 5 minutes ago, and apparently nothing's here because Noctis, or no quote unquote creatures with the finger quotes are here because Noctis lit the soul torch.
Azrael,
Yes.
you lit the soul torch?
Huh?
Like, you... It's like, wait, you lit the soul torch? Oh, wait, you can't see anything. You must have. Huh. Why
Why am I
Why don't you remember that?
I'm very confused about what... Can we go?
Hold on. Stand here for a second, and I'm going to ritual cast tiny hut around us.
Okay.
So 11 minutes pass.
Okay, this, I point to the bubble, doesn't let magic in or out.
Okay.
How the
For all
hell
of
do you
you
guys not
inside?
remember anything?
Everything becomes extremely clear and focused now.
Oh, it was a
The
constant
ground...
effect.
Yeah. The ground below you is very much not squishy,
Maybe I bring one in Tuesday.
but
Thank you.
the inverse is you can't see outside the hut.
Yeah, you can.
Not in this instance.
It does radiate with a... No, wait, does it? Never mind.
Can you try now?
Yeah,
Even if it did.
magic can't go through the dome. Spells
Yeah.
and magical effects. I'm not sure how...
That may be the case, but that doesn't mean magic doesn't happen outside the hut.
No, I meant like... You said we can't see anything. It's you can see through it. It's
Yeah, you can see through the hut wall. Beyond that, nothing. It's sort of like looking through glass into pitch blackness. You can see the glass. You can perceive that it is there, and you can see on the other side. Beyond that, nada.
But it
Well,
wouldn't
see-
affect people with natural dark vision. If that's what you're trying
Yeah.
to get at.
Yeah, it's what's happening at the moment.
So what do you want me to do? Me to take a urine test? Will that earn your trust?
The only who would be affected by this is Azrael, who currently still has the torch. He sees everything normally.
Have at it.
But shouldn't Holly be able to see through the darkness with her dark vision?
Let's use a stall.
She should, but she can't. Not
Oh.
well inside the hut, at least. Same goes for you, Octavius. For
Okay,
some
it makes
reason.
sense for Octavius because I need the goggles, which are enchanted.
Yeah. But for some reason, whatever reason, Hallie can't see outside the hut. Inside the hut, she has perfectly normal dark vision. Outside, nothing. How long do you wish to spend inside the hut?
I'm going to cast the cantrip.
Hmm?
An
Cast
object.
what?
Light. Cantrip.
All right.
Cast it on the tip of my mace so that it's on the metal bits of my. I'm gonna stick my mace outside of.
All right. You can do that.
Can we see?
Do you want to step up? That.
I'm only sticking outside of the.
Okay. It's this weird effect where the mace goes. Then the moment it crosses the hut's threshold, the light disappears. Like, you see the mace's handle, you see you holding it, and you see it extend up to the point where you put it outside. Also, Hala, you're breathing into the mic again.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Curious. As a doctor, what are you doing?
But
He is freedom master and he shouldn't be here.
you notice that
He's suffering from a serious and dangerous.
there's that very edge.
So,
Just, it's sort of like a weird cutoff where if you put your hand outside, you can feel the head of the mace. So it doesn't just disappear. You just can't see it.
That's okay. We're all just regular people. It's what we do.
They stole her voice box. They have it in there. That's what she's staring at. That's what she's staring at. She's always staring at. Your wife is dead.
Sorry. I pull the mace back into the hut because
Not every time. Evil people killed a lot of good people then. Save her. No one can save her.
All right. You pull it back in, and you find that the mace is still on. That the mace is still lit up. And the moment you pull it back in, the light's shining inside the hut.
Octavius, where do you say there was a pillar?
Like 40 feet off the ground, and then attached to the ceiling.
I'm sorry, you
sorry,
were
I didn't hear what you said.
40 feet off the ground and attached to the ceiling.
And can I shoot spells out of this hut?
No, you'd have to put whatever you're going to shoot outside the hut first.
A few days you won't have to watch because you're going home. You'll be getting your job back.
Everybody inside. Close the
Clear the
ceremony.
filter, correct?
What's going on?
What?
I'll step out of the hut and shoot a bridge blast directly in the center.
Straight into the pillar?
Yeah.
Okay. You hold your hand out, and point it up. Roll an attack roll. You fire it off. It takes about a second, but eventually you hear this dull as you look up, and you're still inside the hut, correct?
Yeah.
He isn't able to take part.
All right, well, you don't see anything, but debris crumbles down, or at least you think it does, because you hear something.
Everybody has to get out.
Octavius,
Say something.
material can't go. Objects that weren't inside the hut can't go through it, correct?
Hey, we got cake.
He's fine.
The chocolate.
Only the people I designated when I made it can come in and out.
All right, so yeah, any debris that there, you hear this slight as something clatters off the top of the hut and slides down to the side.
I need to address.
Hey, wait a minute, Necro. You get 2 of those per shot now.
That's just
That's the level 1.
What? Are you 1 level of Warlock?
Yeah, 1 level before Hunter.
I still scored height on change.
I'm pretty sure it's based on character total level.
Is that too high?
Doesn't specify, actually.
That was my class.
What'd you say?
Hey, okay.
What's up?
Actually, this is a good question. Toki, you've DM'd a lot. Do spells like Eldritch Blast that develop abilities upon level go by total character level or class level?
Total character
everywhere-
level.
Oh yeah, total. Sorry.
Yeah, so you get 2 shots with that, Necro. Just for future reference.
Your psych test told me nothing.
But why am I using firearms now?
Because that's only a 1d10 and it can miss.
My rifle's 1d10.
Oh yeah, wow. Why are you?
Pistol's 1d12.
Yeah, it's a really strong cantrip, but it's restricted to warlocks.
Can we take? We're not tired, right? Like we haven't fought anything, right?
Yeah, we have. The only thing we fought was that crab earlier.
I'm gonna look at everyone and say, if we take a long rest, I can cast a spell that might be able to help us in this situation. But it's a 3rd level spell, so it's also gonna be wasting one of my highest level spell slots if we do that.
Didn't we already took a long rest?
I don't think we took one after we fought him. I think she just healed us up. Oh wait, no, we had to because I have spell slots again. And I had used spiritual open, so we already did. In that case, I will
I don't. I
get
have
rid of-
my bardic inspiration still marked down though.
Yeah. I'm going to use a spell slot then, because I could have prepared this earlier today. Rest. Boop-a-dee-boop. So I'm gonna step out of the dome. Can I see normal when I step out of the dome? Brian? Shy Guy? Me?
Shy Guy.
Sorry, could you repeat? You guys cut out for me for a bit.
I'm gonna step out of the dome.
Okay. You can see again, but
Okay.
everything's everything sort of loses a bit of contrast.
Okay, then I don't need that spell, because it's just a dome thing, but it's fine, I'll have it prepared. What can I make out in the room, just very quickly, while I'm outside of the dome?
You can see the pillar. You see the edges of the dome. And the ground is definitely not squishy. You can also see the trail of blood.
Okay, I'm gonna get into the dome.
Everything gets a lot clearer, but you can't see anything. You can't see anything outside the dome again, or the hut.
I'm gonna tell everybody what I saw. And I'm gonna say, it's your guys' job to remember, and it's my job to perceive. So I'll go back out there. Don't forget anything I tell you.
She's gonna
At
spend
this
the next.
point,
She's gonna spend the next 20 minutes just going back and forth, remembering the same 5 details, isn't she?
Possibly.
That is up to her dice rolls.
I'll go back outside of the dome.
I'll start writing down what she says so none of us will forget.
Is the dome soundproof? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Well, for one thing, you can't see inside the dome anymore when you're outside. And then
I'm just gonna say, can you guys hear me? Can they hear me?
Octavius, does the tiny hut obstruct sound?
Doesn't say it though.
Nope.
Yep.
Now, Master, staring at a sentence. It's the coolest moment of my life. It was fun.
So, you guys can hear her.
Yellow sun.
So what can I see in the room now that I'm taking a closer look?
Roll an investigation.
Okay.
No cry for help.
14. Brian?
Okay, 14. Open the notes of what you can find. You see, well, now with daylight in here, which, by the way, gives you an insanely bad contrast.
I wasn't gonna cast a spell if I could see normal.
Oh, sorry. You had it
Yeah.
in there, so I thought you did.
No. If I stepped out of the dome and I could see, then I wasn't gonna cast it.
All right, yeah, no, you do. You can see normally.
Okay, yeah, so I didn't cast it.
So, you do see inside. You do see, and you actually see a bit of what it looks like a pattern, an old weathered pattern on the floor. It looks like a series of squares and circles.
I'm just saying the pattern out loud.
Okay. For the rest of you, there's apparently a pattern on the floor that none of you can. Well, actually, some of you can see a small portion of it on the floor that is inside the hut.
Can I investigate the pattern? Can I investigate the pattern? What sort of, if it's magical in nature?
That's going to be an investigation check. Not that you can tell. No. So, you now have another detail. There's a pattern on the floor, and it is not magical in origin. Holly, everything gets fuzzy. Roll an intelligence save.
13.
Everything. If
Can
you
I
want
keep
to try and
looking?
find, roll another investigation check. You can't find anything. At least nothing you haven't already seen.
Okay. I'm gonna repeat everything all over again.
God damn it,
Alright.
I've said this already.
On the pillar.
You
And I'll
do.
say, anybody have any ideas?
Is the pillar still there?
Does she even know the pillar exists?
It was
Ask.
pointed out to him, and he interacted with it. So yeah.
I'm saying, is it still there?
Holly.
Yeah.
The pillar's still there.
I look up, is the pillar still there? Brian? I look up, is the pillar still there?
Yeah, there's a big chunk out of it, but
Is that information?
I mean, you can say it to them.
Okay. I'll tell them that there's a big chunk that's been taken out of it.
Oh, shoot 2 more Eldritch Blasts towards that pillar.
Okay. So, more blasts.
Hello.
Uh, as it gets launched out, so as you do it,
Why are you here?
Holly, you watch as parts of it, get. Sorry, got
You're cheating, right?
spaced out there for a second. My bad.
Tell me you're cheating.
You see this. You see 2 bolts of energy shoot out and strike the pillar. It's at that very moment that I need you to make an intelligence save.
Okay. 15.
Everything remains.
I mean, did I feel the attack on my brain?
Huh?
Can I, like, is there a way that I could explain that what he's doing is having an effect on me?
I mean, you could certainly try to say it.
What would I say, though? Like, ow, that hurt my brain?
More, it didn't hurt. You're sort of in this weird state. It's sort of like you're viewing everything through an opaque pane of glass, and Necro, like the intake on your mic is getting a bit. Sorry, it's like you're viewing everything through an opaque pane of glass. It's hard enough to make details out already through it, but whenever something changes, it's like it shakes, and all of a sudden it's hard to really tell where anything is.
I'm just gonna say, this feels like an illusion, but every time that you attack it, it keeps falling apart.
So I'm guessing we're gonna have to destroy that thing then.
Okay, that hit. The pillar gets scorched, but
It gets hit. What's it? The scorching ray. So scorching ray fires off 3 times, but I cast it at level 3, so it fires off 4 times.
do you need to roll for each ray, or are they all hit?
Uh, I was hoping that it would put up the spell card when I hit it because I'm on my spell list.
I'm pretty sure Scorching Ray you have to roll for all hits.
You can create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at the target within your range. You can hurl them at one target or several. Make ranged spell attacks for each ray. One hit targets take 2d6, and at third level they additional ray. So 4 rays fly out of the tents.
Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. So you need to get outside. So you need to put your hand outside the dome and aim blindly.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. Should also be noted that you can't actually see outside the dome for some reason. It's weird. But the point is that you hit, and now the pillar's been scorched. Holly, roll another intelligence save.
Just open up. Trust. Strangers? We'll start. Go in.
You make it again.
I find hello.
Do I notice anything different?
I mean, there's what appear to be some black marks on the pillar now.
Did it look like it took damage from it?
Hard to tell. It's made of stone, so it's kind of hard to set that on fire.
I'll shoot up to more Eldritch Blast.
I take advantage of my friends.
Roll. Yeah, roll 2.
Not gay. Neither am I. See the guy over there?
Why am I feeling like an AA gun now?
He's also my psychiatrist. Some would argue it's a little inappropriate.
Why am I feeling like an AA gun now?
Because that's all you guys are doing. Both hit, and Holly, roll 2 intelligence saves, because I realize now you're damaging them twice. The first one, you get through it. The second one, nobody sees it, but Holly, your eyes roll into the back of your head and you fall over.
Oh. Well. Ta-da.
Yeah, the problem
do we
is
hear her body fall to the ground?
Yeah, you're a as she hits the ground.
Philanderer doesn't mean that I give lots of charity.
But you don't see it.
Oh, she's completely out.
Not really. Holly, you wake up eventually.
Okay. I can see the dome, right?
No one with an allergy would walk around without an egg.
You see the dome.
Really happened.
See.
I thought he was cute. I hit on
You see.
Do I remember that my people are inside the dome?
No. You are alone in a dark room that you can see in. And you see a second dome, a smaller one, but you don't see anybody, any of your own teammates, nor Alicia. And
Hey, did you
This
die?
is going
What's
to
going
trigger
on?
some PTSD bullshit if you guys don't stop me. So I'm alone in a darkish room. I can see that there's a magical dome. I don't remember that my friends are in the dome. And I feel alone and by myself, correct?
How long was she out for?
Brian,
Hmm?
you didn't hear anything I just said, did you?
You cut out for me. Sorry, I didn't think you were talking.
Half the time, I
So-
think your mic just doesn't. Your speakers don't hear anything.
Yeah, I might need to get my headphones replaced at some point.
So, I wake up in the room. I don't recognize the room. I see the dome. I don't recognize that my friends are in the dome, and I feel alone, right?
Basically, I mean, you have no reason to believe anybody else is here.
Are there
You
any
see two
exits
domes.
to the room?
There's one behind you.
I walk out stealthily.
Okay. Wait, stealthily? Roll stealth.
Stealthily.
Yeah, roll stealth in that case.
Oh, I have advantage. So 19 stealth.
All right. You stealth out of the room, and you're now in a hallway. Everything seems a lot clearer.
Do I
Wait.
remember things?
You remember vaguely that you and your team came down this hallway towards the room? But then you woke up. They aren't there. It's
What's
really
the hold
weird.
up?
Holly, you hear a voice. You don't know where it came from.
Do I recognize it?
Now that's the
Roll
question.
perception.
Perception.
Yeah. Just how good of friends are you two?
Not really, but we do enjoy fucking with each other.
That's true. That's one of my favorite things to do is fuck with people.
You want to say Toki?
She wasn't around for Toki.
I know. That's how bad the perception was.
That's not bad. 13 is not a bad perception. Also, my passive
Considering you
perception
needed
is 16.
Doesn't matter.
Considering you need an 18 to be able to remember through all the BS you're getting put through, yeah, it's kind of bad.
Whatever.
Also, Thar sticks her head out of the tent and casts lightning bolts
Where?
in the direction they said the pillar was.
Okay.
It has to make a
The
dex
moment you
save.
poke your head
It's
out,
a
you have
lock.
to make an intelligence save immediately.
Intelligence save. Huh, that's cool because that's a 0.
Good for you. Luckily for you, you made it. You look out, and thankfully, you don't forget anything. You stick your hand up and fire the lightning bolt. It hits the pillar for 22 damage. Because it's a pillar, it really doesn't need to make a save. Unfortunately, it's also a pillar and made of stone, so not much happens.
What
If
does
anything-
Holly see when the lightning bolt comes out?
She sees a massive bolts of lightning suddenly erupt from the room, and some slight movement, because effectively somebody set off a camera flash in her eyes.
Who's there?
Who's out there?
Who do you think it is?
I don't know. I've been asleep for most of this.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to.
I'm just gonna say Toki. As bad as that is.
How
don't
do
even
you
know
know
who that
my
is.
master?
Apparently, I do.
Just come back in the dome, you freaking crazy
I
cleric.
can't see.
You can see.
I can't see.
What? Now, out of game. Yes, you actually can. He said you can.
Oh, I
can
can't
see into
see
the
the
hut?
dome.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see into the hut, but you can see that there's a hut, a
see the
magical
dome.
sphere in this room.
Yeah, no, I told you. You saw the dome, and then you saw another dome, a smaller dome.
Okay. I will.
You saw that when you woke up, but you didn't really, due to the fact that there's some shenanigans.
Wait, should we be questioning the second dome in this room?
She hasn't told
I
us
am
about
the
the
second dome in
dome.
this room,
The second dome is the tiny hut that you're all in at the moment.
which is keeping us safe from the mind-numbing effects.
I'll make my way into the dome.
You actually can't get in the dome.
I'm sorry, what?
She tries getting in.
You hear
Like,
banging
Ollie,
on the
you-
side of it.
Yeah, no, like you walk up because Octavius, did you stick your head out to see her again, or?
I've been yelling out there because you can hear through the dome.
So yeah, she comes up and like it's like a horror movie scene, you guys, because all of a sudden her hands get pushed up against the side of the wall. You can see them very clearly. And it's like she puts her face up against it and she's trying to push in. Her feet like slide and she falls down flat. Holly, make another intelligence save.
I'm gonna end up running away. I can already tell.
You make it, and okay, you remember the fact that there is a dome within another dome, and apparently your friends are inside it, but you can't get in for some reason.
I just want to say I watched that from the outside of the dome with my head stuck out. That was hilarious.
You'd need to make another save as well the moment she fell down.
Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing. She can come in whenever the frick she wants.
Yeah, that's what you think should happen, but it doesn't.
Oh, something's after us.
You make it too. But yeah, no. For whatever reason, Holly can't get in or out.
I yell out at Holly if she could still see the pillar.
Can I see the pillar?
You look up, it's like, what pillar? It's like, oh, that pillar. Huh.
Yes, I can see the pillar. What does that have to do with me not being able to function?
Function.
I don't know what you said.
That's what's causing the misfunction.
I cast. I cast Guiding Bolt, sure. I hit it with radiant damage. Does it do anything?
A piece of it cracks off,
How about you, Diane? Is there something
and the moment it hits, it withers and turns into a puddle of goo.
you all do? Steve, don't you think that Diane
The pillar does?
The piece, yeah, when you struck the pillar with guiding bolt, a piece of it a piece of it falls off, withers, and turns into a puddle of goo. At least that's what you see. The rest of you can't see it. By the way, make an intelligence save.
Okay. Did I not see this when this happened?
You saw it too. Make an intelligence save as well.
Oh shit.
Toki, you really got to put your head back inside. You fail, you forget everything, and you're stuck. Or at least your head is.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, since I'm essentially a wild animal, I start to panic like immediately.
No, you don't. Well, you only forget certain things. You forget that there's a pillar. You forget that part of the pillar cracked off and turned into goo. You forget that there's a dome. You forget that there's another dome. You forget your friends are inside the dome. And you forget that Holly's there, though that part's immediately reaffirmed when you see her again. Also, you're stuck. You don't know why.
What the actual fuck is going on?
Oh, you'll figure it out once you figure it out.
I would like to make some kind of check to try to figure out what the hell could be affecting my magic with this.
So my next question would be, if I don't remember if I don't remember nope, challenge spell doesn't work on things that have already been cast. Okay.
I forgot I was supposed to have advantage. So 21 to hit with 17 damage.
Okay. I'll lower your check this time. Toki and Ollie, both of you need to make another save. Both of you just make it.
Do I see what she's shooting at?
You can't, because unfortunately you can't crane your neck up.
How tough is this freaking pillar? It's taking so much damage.
It's a pillar of stone.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a construct.
Okay.
Guessing though the pillar's still there, I shoot out 2 more Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
You have advantage on the first one.
Well, Toki already did damage.
It doesn't affect that because it's a save. It goes by
Toki
hit,
did a
so your
saving
first
throw. You
attack
get
is still
advantage on trying to hit the thing.
Anyone else had it?
It shot me, man.
It's the only spell in my arsenal that I know does extra damage to rock things.
See, Toki, that would have been an ingenious move if somebody had told you about the pillar again. Unfortunately, you don't know the pillar's there anymore. You just know that Holly's shooting at something at the ceiling and something's falling down. So you can't actually target the pillar because you don't know it exists.
It's not a target spell, it's an area of effect spell.
No, an area of their choosing. The problem is, Toki wouldn't know of anything in that general area to target.
Okay.
And just for your reference, this is a very big curse that you guys are dealing with.
Oh, wow.
I figured, like, traumatizing my character. So he got a 14 and does an 8 hit or no?
An 8 hits because again,
it's a rock.
Pillar. Yeah, it's not that. It's a pillar. It's strong and very sturdy. Pillars are not known for their dexterity.
Hey,
Cast guiding bolt with an 11 to
first,
hit.
that's not advantage anymore. Second,
yeah.
Alicia, do you have a spell similar to this dome so I can actually do something? Or do you, better yet, do you know what the fuck is going on?
One moment. To everybody that's trying to harm something, don't do it for a second so I can do something.
I just hear voices out of nowhere, and I'm gonna start panicking here in a second.
Oh God.
Can I color
For a
in?
start, I'm already panicking.
I don't even know who you are, damn it.
Same.
Wait, can I push Clara out? Or is she just stuck there?
She's stuck.
So I
As
can't
soon as
push
I feel
Clara out.
somebody touch me,
Not now.
Oh boy.
The friends, the family.
Well,
At some point,
the hut's gone.
lost everything.
I'm sorry, what?
What level is this? What level of spell is Tiny Hut? Third?
I don't need you here.
Yeah. The hut's gone.
You
Everything
crazy
for all of
bitch!
you- Everything for all of you goes back to a very blurred sort of perception.
Damn it! I
and she
immediately
will
start
take
trying to
off
draw the
in
hut
any
again.
direction that has an opening for her to get through.
Okay.
I'm immediately trying to do the hut again.
Okay, you're gonna set up the hut.
Yeah.
Toki, run. Okay, you do that. You find an exit and you dash for it. The moment you get outside, I should also mention, Toki, that you don't actually forget the people you're with. You just don't remember that they're with you in there because you couldn't see any of them except for Holly. But the moment you get outside of the room, you remember that you did enter there with a bunch of people.
Ew. Sorry, make a boo boo. I'm standing right where I'm at.
Okay. Octavius, you set up another dome. Holly, do you go back inside the dome when they're setting it up again? Holly.
I said sure, any refuge I can take.
Yeah, I legit did not hear that. Okay, so Holly, you go back inside. Toki, you look back. And you see the dome close up. You see another dome.
Wait, every time he makes a dome, another dome appears?
Oh, you dispelled the last dome.
Yeah, but you said the dome appears and then another dome appears. And I'm like,
No.
so there are two domes in the room?
The room
Well, there is the
a
dome that is the room. Yeah, there is the dome that is the room, and then there's the smaller dome that is the tiny hut. I feel like there's a far better way for me to explain it that leaves you all far less confused.
We're in a room, and I put up a dome in the room.
Effectively, it's Russian nesting dolls of domes, one of which is just being created.
All right, this is us. This is the hut, and you're saying there's another one in between, right?
No.
No.
It's those two items that exist. Plus the
See, the way it keeps being explained, every time we summon a dome, it sounds like somebody's putting two domes inside the room, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Okay, that is likely on me. My bad. But no, there is only a single dome inside the room, which is also a dome. So, you see the dome get created. Unfortunately, if I remember reading it right, you cannot get inside the dome at the moment because you were not inside the dome upon casting. So, finally, after you recast the dome, Alicia will breathe in and out. Give me a moment. I'm going to try something. As she steps outside, Holly, suddenly Alicia's there.
Holly's inside the dome.
Oh, yeah, sorry. God. Now you got me. You guys got me confused with the domes inside domes. You've officially confused the DM somehow. You've managed to make God somehow uncertain of the situation.
I see a person step out of the dome.
You do see a person step out of the dome.
The fuck is going on?
Well, no, you recognize her as Alicia.
No, I literally asked her, what the fuck is going on?
Something rather sinister. Okay. One moment. And she steps back inside the dome. She looks to the rest of you. Okay,
Wouldn't have no regrets.
we have a very powerful enchantment curse. One that is likely been perpetrated by whomever or whatever constructed this labyrinth. I can't tell the exact details, but needless to say, it appears to be the same thing that affected both Holly and Thargo.
I swear to God, Discord has just gone to shit.
I
mean, yeah, you're totally right about that. But there's nothing else that's better, so Discord it is.
I mean, to be fair, everybody started picking up Zoom. I just don't think Zoom's appropriate for people who don't want to show their faces all the time.
I got a nice video that tells me all the disappointment with Zoom, so I'm good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it's not good.
The only other device chat center I trust is Chime because I use it for work.
Makes sense. So what are we doing? There's a room, and then there's like a gray gray thing, and then there's like a black bar. What is this shit? Looks like an eyeball.
There's a pillar above you guys.
Okay.
You're inside a dome. Well, a very small dome.
Yep.
The floor isn't squishy. You're there's a bigger dome outside the smaller dome.
It's the room.
The floor isn't squishy. Are you trying to tell us that the floor is made from stone in here? Is that what we should gather?
I mean, you guys can certainly check.
Not squishy. I will check.
I say that because Octavius brought it up originally.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, for the day. I will explain the whole mechanic of this. But, and I will say right now, Octavius, if you had failed to save the first round, you would not be in as easy a situation as you have it right now.
So what's the floor made of?
Bending down while inside the dome or the hut and like touching it.
Sure.
Yep, that's definitely stone there.
Cool. Awesome. So we're in a stone room. There's a pillar that we've been trying to destroy since we've gotten here, basically.
Yep.
Is there anything else besides the exit?
There's some kind of painting on the floor that we don't know what it is.
There's a pattern, and there's also the blood trail.
Where does the blood trail lead?
It goes from the door. It goes from the entrance to around the center of the room.
Okay.
Which is about where the dome was set up. So it ends right around where you guys are.
Cause myself to. I'm gonna cause myself to bleed a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, Blood Hunter, calm down.
You're bleeding now.
I put the blood on the stone where the blood trail is.
And now you have HIV.
I mean, I'm letting it like drip from my hand. I'm not like wiping my hand on the floor.
Yeah. It's like she's being sanitary somehow. Yeah. But all right. You do that.
Does anything happen?
Not that you can tell.
I get frustrated and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt again. Was I the last one to hit it with Guiding Bolt? Do I have advantage on this? Yep. Okay. Advantage with my last 4th level spell. That's not what I meant to do. My apologies.
You bless the pillar?
No. There you go.
You hit. You deal 13 damage.
Okay.
As you do that, Thargarth, you look in and see this sudden bolt of very pleasant-looking light arc upwards and hit something. And then a piece of it falls down and disappears on the floor.
The color of it is similar to moonlight.
Yeah, so a very pleasant-looking light.
Yeah.
All right, so if I see them attacking something, I will gather my wits about me, step forward, and shatter.
You have. Oh, wait, it's saving throw, never mind.
Okay. Shatter does more damage to buildings, if I remember correctly.
A sudden loud ringing noise painfully intensifies and erupts at a point of your choice. Constitution saving throw, 3d8 thunder. A creature is made of inorganic such as stone, crystal, or metal. Has disadvantage on the saving throw. Non-magical objects that isn't being worn take damage if this is in spell effect range.
Alrighty. It takes 9 points as pieces of it crack and fall away.
That's 9 plus 3, so like 12.
You see that something about the room flickers. But then it goes right back to being...
While it's flickering, can I make a perception check to see if I see anything different while it's flickering?
Go right ahead.
All right. Cool. All right. Perception of 0. Let's do this shit. Oh. Okay, I thought I got a 5. That's cool.
So you go through, and from there, you see nothing major.
Does it seem like there is a source from this illusion that's now been spotted?
Um, Everything in the room, because before, when you were looking in the room from the outside, it was still a sort of opaque effect to it. Like you could make out parts of it, but there were certain details that were just intangible, unseeable. While it was flickering, you were able to perceive all the details, from every crack to the entire pattern on the floor, at least as far as your dark vision went. However, only one area of the room remained opaque, or rather obscured: the pillar, or rather what was left of it, from which you can now see some kind of black mass.
Does it look like a creature, or does it look like it's some kind of goo?
We wish him well, and we hope to never see him again.
Again, hard to tell.
All right, I'm gonna try this. I dropped 3 sorcery points to give me another 3rd level spell, and I dispel magic on it.
So you drop 3 to cast what?
Dispel magic on the pillar.
You do?
Yes.
And you can now see the pillar yourself, but after a few moments, everything goes back to that opaque, that obscure, that blurry.
Wait, so he didn't have to roll?
He's not inside the room. He's from the outside looking in.
Somebody coming to get him?
Can I just keep shooting Eldritch Blast until I feel like it's right?
All right. Roll to attack. So, both hit. You deal 16 points of force damage. Toki, you see you see another bolt of energy streak out, except this time it's a much darker color that streaks out and hits it on the side, and whatever it is begins to writhe ever so slightly. Not much, but enough to where you know it's definitely a living thing.
All right. If it's a living thing, I can catch it.
A living thing that was able to hide itself from the soul-sealing torch.
Well, from the distance, it looks like it's alive. It's definitely not inanimate. Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. I need to look that up.
I
It's
can. Oh,
effectively a
I actually hit
giant
the spell card, so it should
claw
have came
comes
out.
from the earth. If I remember right, it's like a localized Bigby's hand.
It doesn't actually reach because it's 20 feet up.
I can use a twain spell, distance spell.
That just increases the range. It doesn't increase the range of the spell itself. It increases casting range.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect how far the hand can reach.
He can put it within 60 feet of himself anywhere, and the hand comes up.
An occupied space on the ground that you can see within range. A medium hand that made from compact soil rises there and reaches for one creature you can see within 5 feet of it. It needs to be on the ground, and the pillar is 20 feet up the ground.
Boy, that was anticlimactic.
I'll shoot 2 more.
I am gonna, due to the fact that the spell's wording is a bit weird, and for all I know, both of us might be seeing it wrong.
Lucky for you, I've got the Mega Blast.
But I'll let you recast a different spell if you want.
I mean, the only other spell I'm thinking about, because I don't want to waste more sorcery points, is Chaos Bolts.
You can certainly try Chaos Bolt if you want. Okay, so what were the rolls? 11 hits, roll damage. Um, 1d6. Well, you rolled 1 and 1, didn't you? Or wait.
He rolled an 11 to hit.
Oh,
sorry. He rolled.
Rolled a 5 and a 1, and then my extra casting was plus 1d6, and it was a 1.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, God, wow, I am really out of it. Sorry. I should know Chaos Bolt. I use it all the time on my other character. Oh, so wait. Okay, Holly's still there. Okay, so what do you want it to be? Acid or lightning?
Let's go with acid, because I've already done lightning.
All right. You see this. You see from yourself, from your own hands, this bolt of
What is it?
sickly green fluid burst forth from your hands and dart towards the object. It strikes, and you see this, and you see it begin to writhe much faster as it slowly eats up the entirety of at least a layer of it as it slowly falls limp. And then,
if you have acid, use acid.
Well, that would help if it didn't.
They could hear me.
Yeah. Well, no, they can hear you. It then falls out. You guys hear a very wet and sticky, and then slowly slipping down the side.
Towards who?
Towards you.
Oh, hell no.
The upside is, Thuggerth, the room's no longer blurry. It's all clear.
Are we able
Very
to see out of the hut?
the tiny hut. You can now see outside of it.
I think I pissed it off.
It's just there. It's not moving. It's just sort of lying there, limp.
I walk up to it and start.
Let me investigate it first.
I'm hitting it with my mace,
Okay, you do.
which still has light cast on it. Funnily enough.
So you do, and as you as you hit it, it sort of like flails upwards as you would expect anything that gets hit by a mace, but then it goes limp again.
I'm just taking my rage out on it.
Alex,
Hmm?
can I stop her? I want to investigate this.
You can
You're
try. Yeah, you're. I think I heard you. You want to try to stop her?
Nat 1. Nice.
Okay. It's at a certain point that you just stop because you realize you're beating a dead thing, and that's kind of not a good thing to do.
I never said I was a good character.
True, but in a startling moment of clarity, morality wise, you realize this isn't something a cleric should be doing.
Okay.
you.
I
Honestly,
stop.
never made a conquest cleric.
She's a
I
great
mean,
player.
I'll stop. But my
You also,
my
yeah.
demeanor is very frazzled.
Yeah, you also now see it, and it's a dead mass of flesh. And it's sort of just like crumpled up and all contorted. Its legs appear to have been tied together. And for some reason, it only has one very large eye.
Somebody's been playing too much Metro 2033.
I'll be eating
No,
dinner, so
I
don't mind
think
me.
it's my thing.
Is there another exit to this room besides the one that I'm standing in?
Better question.
Can I
Does this room dramatically change now that the thing fucking with our perception of it is gone?
Hmm? Mark, could you repeat that? You were kind of muffled for me.
Now that that thing's dead, is this room different, and is there another exit?
Well, there's no other exit yet, but you can now see things a lot clearer. And it's just it's sort of like all of a sudden a lot more details just start flooding your senses, almost to the point where it's disorienting.
Can I do a quick biopsy this creature?
I mean, you can try.
What exactly do I roll for that?
Investigation.
And I think they're burning down the city.
You can't really glean much from it other than the fact that this is a Nothic.
Oh shit! I fought one of those the other day.
But it wouldn't explain what happened.
So basically, when I shove a needle in my spine, I'll stick with the chelation.
So
I'll move on to my next patient. You'll move on to a doctor willing to run all the necessary tests and procedures you want. Or you can mix up this.
it's weird, yeah. Yeah, as you can see things again. Everybody can see things again. You sort of just see all this detail now, and it's oh god, it's a bit. So Octavius, do you want to take down the hut?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna wait till everyone's finished because I'm safe in the hut.
Indeed makes it easier for work to find you. If you can start right away.
Oh, Martha, what Megan
I go in the hut and just get in the fetal position.
What? What was that?
Holly's getting into the hut and going into fetal position.
She can't.
No, she can.
She wasn't
Inside the
there
hut.
when I made this one.
Thargoth wasn't.
I forget.
When the hut was disbanded, Thargoth bolted, but Holly stayed. That was the point I had a lot of confusion on because I thought Holly was still outside when that hut went up.
Oh, okay.
What's happening?
I'm laying inside the hut in the fetal position.
So, who else wants to try and figure out what's going on? Keep in mind, you can try to ask Alicia for. So, who do you want? How do you want to proceed? Guys.
We're just all thinking.
Okay.
Is there something in the ceiling or the electricity?
You can try investigating the ceiling.
Where were you when I needed you?
You see a pattern on the ceiling. Similar to the one that you originally saw on the floor. At least you think.
Okay. How long you guys been doing it?
I think it's best if we kept things professional.
Tough to do now. I figured I'd check if you had a to go with the cojones.
So,
Now that Is it a shot of gesture? I'm thinking block everybody if you really only have.
How do you want to proceed? You now know that there are two patterns, one on the floor and one on the ceiling. Both look remarkably. However, you can't help but think that something is slightly off. So,
I mean, if you guys don't want to interact with the room, you could interact with the cleric who's in a ball on the floor.
yeah, I was gonna say,
I can't
Alicia,
see this.
I'm terrible.
Holly, Alicia is gonna like come up and start like comforting you. She's just gonna like slowly start rubbing your back.
She can hear me doing
She's
my
gonna put a
prayers.
blanket over you. Yeah, she's gonna put a blanket over you. It's like, it's okay. It's all over.
I didn't mean to intrude. I just.
Wait, seeing the patterns on the bottom and the top are exactly the same?
Almost. If you don't like pay attention too much, yes, they look mostly the same. But if you actually scrutinize it,
As long as it's completely narcissistic. Yeah.
then you can tell there are a few differences. The problem is it's a bit hard to tell what those differences are.
Are they mirrored in sort of way?
Hmm?
Are they mirrored?
Roll an investigation.
$21.
With 21. Sorry. Was looking through notes on this room actually. 'Cause I actually have honest to God notes for this. I put some effort into this, if you can't tell. Point is, there's three pieces on the ceiling that are different than the ones on the floor. Two squares and a piece of a larger circle. The circle, and if you actually look at each of the pieces, you note that you can actually push them in and out or move them slightly. So, what do you want to do with them? You can move. You can. Do you just want? Sorry. Do you just want to move them to match the pieces on the floor, or on the ceiling? I mean, because the ones on the floor are the ones that are out of place, or it could be the ones on the ceiling. You don't know.
Start off with the floors. It would be easier.
All right. You do. And you hear a click somewhere. As you look to the opposite side of the room, a passageway has opened up.
Does Holly hear the click?
Yes.
You see her start flailing around.
Alicia is going to try and keep her from hitting anybody. Ollie, will you make that easy on Alicia, or is she gonna actually have to work for it?
I'm
gonna
gonna
help.
say this as politely as I can. I just went through a PTSD episode. This is my reaction. It is not being held back because I am traumatized.
Aw.
The Holy Trinity, heart, hand, toe.
So she is going to just give you a very strong power hug.
Does that count as a grapple?
It counts as athletic. You have to roll acrobatics to try and get out.
What's wrong with thrombocytosis?
Athletics to get out of it.
Hmm?
You're mad I didn't ask you to dinner?
Sorry,
I'm not allowed to use athletics.
Well, you can try to use athletics, but you don't have advantage on it.
She just lashes out.
Roll a d4.
Four.
Ow. Alicia takes 4 points of damage as you punch her solidly in the face. Octavius, you see this.
Oh
Does
shit.
she yell for?
And I go in to try to, like, restrain her.
Oh, you were already helping her by giving her advantage.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to directly start helping, you can make a strength and athletics roll yourself.
Does it
Does
have to be
she
athletics?
scream or do anything when I hit her?
Not really. She just keeps hugging you.
Okay, calm down.
Do I re-roll or we previous?
You gotta reroll because this is another attack.
Hey, why don't you take down the hut so everybody else can see what's going on?
There you go. You got me.
Somehow, the much stringier bar is able to outstrength the actually quite muscular cleric and keeps you restrained. Alicia then
You see me start. I give up.
yeah, she grabs your face and sort of just holds you tightly. Holly, it's okay. Look at me. Just keep your eyes on me.
As soon as I hear her voice, I just like paralyzed.
She's just she's just gonna like she's just gonna like hold you, cradle your head.
I see where I hit her.
It's okay. We all make mistakes when we're upset.
Can I see where I hit her on her face?
Yeah, you do.
I touch it and I say, I'm sorry. Word. I have to do it second level because I don't have any first level spells.
He asked me a question, I answered.
You told me to make my own decisions. I do what you said.
There you go.
I hedged, and I don't like that I hedged. I have a legitimate opinion.
You express it in private.
So it should be the plus.
You heal her, and she heals back to full. The bruise on her face just completely disappears as she just gives you a nice face hug. It's like, okay, all is forgiven. Now, Octavius, I think it might be time to take down the hut. I think we're ready to move on.
You sure? As I'm effectively standing full Nelson, this taller tiefling.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not moving anymore. I'm very still.
All right. I release my hold and I just walk out the hut and it falls when I get out. Because that's the problem with that spell. You can't just take it down. You have to leave. Or last 8 hours. You know, when I picked that spell, I thought I was wasting my 3rd level. It came in pretty handy right now.
Yeah. So, as you guys move on, or do you guys want to move on is my question. You have a path.
You know what?
Hmm?
You cut out near the end there.
Oh, sorry, I cut off?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you guys want to move forward?
That'll depend on the spellcasters.
One sec. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Mark?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right.
If we do move forward, Holly is standing at the back of the pack.
All right. Thargarth, are you following them?
Yes.
Good to hear. Alrighty. The rest of you all begin to move forward. Eventually, you get to a large library. At least that's what it looks like. Large bookcases, some staircases actually heading up to walkways that lead to higher levels. Also, the place is rather well lit. And there's a large table right in front of you with a small note labeled Dear Interlopers.
I think he is referring to us.
Would any of you
I'll
like
do
to
it.
pick
Fuck
up? Okay. It opens up. Hello, dear interlopers, along with that nosy cleric. Yes, you know who you are if you're reading this. It had come to my attention that you've managed to make it this far. First off, congrats. Honestly, I really put a lot of effort into this place. I do hope that you make it further, because it would be a bit unfortunate to have to scrape your guts off halfway through this. Which, by the way, you are more than halfway through. You're almost there, people. Home run. You're in the home stretch. However, I must also say the traditional yada yada yada, please get out, never cross me again, or I will make your life a living hell, blah, 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 blah. Look, I'll just skip that formality and go straight to the I'm kind of proud of you. You made it this far. You might have stumbled a bit, but hey, we all do. Anyways, you can spend the night here. I've made it so that nothing can get at you, but moving forward, you won't be that safe. Good hunting, Wintrip. Good hunting, interlopers. I hope that we can actually meet face to face. Signed, your host.
Is anyone else imagining that speech by Strongbad?
That just makes it better.
The talking skull is still with us, right? Because that sounded a lot like what the talking skull would sound like.
A bit.
Can I try and decipher whether or not he's being is recording?
It wasn't a recording, it was a note. But you can try. Roll insight.
Okay, 1 second.
I think,
15.
He seems fairly genuine. The only thing you're a bit iffy on is whether or not the area in here and the area moving forward is safe or not.
Okay.
So, do you guys want to stay here for the night, or do you just want to keep moving forward?
I want to get out of here as fast as possible. That last room was really
Question,
annoying.
how many spell slots did everyone burn on that thing?
Probably a lot.
I burned all but my first level spells.
So you're out of first.
I've burned all of my first level. I still have all of my 2 of.
I have 2 sorcery's points, so I can get back a second level spell, but that's about it.
So we're actually pretty good right now.
Fair point.
Let's take a look. Paraneoplastic syndrome secondary to spinal metal.
Octavius, as you guys are discussing this, you hear this voice ring out from your bag. Oi, buddy.
I'm gonna assume that's the skull hanging on Alicia's hilt.
I mean, oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot where that was. I thought you had kept it. At least that's
No,
what I had
she
written
took
down
it from
for
me at some point.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, no, there it is. Yeah, so it's the skull. Well, Alicia is like talking with the other people, and her back is towards you. Oi, buddy.
Yes.
I'll make you a deal. We'll do a kidney biopsy.
Hey,
Yes.
pretty boy.
I said yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's honestly hard to tell when you guys are looking at me or not. Weird enough, when you got eyes and when you don't have eyes and you're looking at people who got eyes, it's kind of weird. Point is, I think I remember a bit about this place.
Oh yeah.
Memory serves, there should be some beds a few floors up.
You know, you can talk to me. Is that my laundry? You're running out of socks.
Possibly a kitchen? I can't remember. When was the last time you guys ate? Because I'm fairly certain you meatbags need to eat stuff. Unless you eat your own. In which case, how long do you think it takes to cook the goblin?
Well,
Nah,
last
dude,
time
you don't
I
want goblins.
made
It's nothing but game.
it was before we was done. The last time I made everyone was before we. So we have also taken.
Yeah, you guys haven't been eating in a while.
It has definitely been if not half a day since we ate something.
So yeah, you guys may want to eat soon.
I freeze Octavius's nuts.
I really wish I had counterspell.
Why are you freezing Octavius?
Because the skull can't feel the damage.
I'm gonna ask the other clerics that I just slapped in the face.
He's got soul.
What's her name?
Does it really matter how it happened?
Alicia?
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna ask Alicia if she can magically make us some food and water.
Or you can reach into that pack that you carry around and pull out one of your rations.
I don't have rations.
Wow.
I got a bunch of booze.
I don't have that spell prepared. But I do have this, and it's a bunch of packs of food and water.
He was barely living.
What the lab say?
Urine was clean for Vicodin.
See what happens when you ask?
Strange epithelial
Give me
cells.
Shit.
Further analysis showed they were from a Labrador Retriever.
He's using
Now.
Put dog pee in the toilet because he knew that will suck dog shit.
I made a poke at whoever commented on me not having.
That would be Thargoth, but yeah. So Alicia gives you it's like dry food rations. It's not much, but it is something.
I assume we start eating.
Well, yeah, unless you want to be hungry.
You said it was a library, correct? Or
Yeah. At least it looks like a library.
Any sort of books? Literature, writing.
Well, if you want to look for stuff specifically, roll investigation.
I'm doing this while everybody else is eating.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specific? Because unfortunately, you aren't able to find it. You do find a few general works, history, a few about art, things like that. Nothing major, but definitely some interesting stuff.
I'll keep the history books and I'll leave the art books aside for
Neko, you're gonna have to repeat that because your mic went garbled for me.
I said I was gonna keep the history books while I leave the art books for Octavius.
Okay. Octavius, you get handed an art book. It's got a lot of pictures.
You could find some inspiration. Now
How
continue.
old would you say this book is? How old are these books?
When you look through, as you look through the books, it's a picture book. It's a really good art book too. It's mostly talks about classics, like the procedure, the process, and how the paints were made, how they were used, how they were treated, all that stuff. And in fact, some of it's actually written in poems and ballads, which is pretty cool. So yeah, books. Anybody want to look for some other books to have?
Nope.
Ollie's very slowly and desperately trying to eat the food without making herself sick.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a month's worth of rations.
We said that. You said you only have booze.
No, I didn't hear anyone ask me for rations. I was looking at my inventory list. I wrote the rations off to the side.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have a month's worth of rations. Sorry about that.
That's always good to discover. It's like, I don't have any rations. It's like suddenly you come to that one section of your bag. Oh, I have a lot of rations.
So I'll mark off 5 for 1 for each of us.
You only need to mark off 3 because Alicia covered herself and Holly. Okay, it's not just me who's having problems hearing Necro, right?
No,
His
it's not.
mic's always
He's
been
talking.
funky, but I think it's just with the internet as it is. It's just compounding everything.
How about now?
Yeah, because it's a lot better. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I put the beta noise suppression, the little option right next to the disconnect. I think that's it.
Oh, okay, I got you. Holly, you all right there?
Sounds
Sorry, I
like
thought I was
the
muted.
Nope.
sounds like the child came to the front room.
So yeah, I wouldn't be eating.
Actually, that's a very good question. How long has it been since we started this investigation of the cemetery?
About a day and a half.
We've spent a day down here?
Well, you guys did take a long rest.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
If you guys had just been going straight, you'd probably be pushing a day at this point. But at this point, it's been about a day. It's not that bad.
That's stupid. You did the right thing. It's my fault you let me go behind my back. She did because she didn't want to fight.
Let us
Sorry
keep
about that. I
going
thought I
then.
was muted or
No, it's all right.
was playing
I'll
with
also
my
say,
kid.
say that this is a good place to end for the night. Okay,
The
so
DM has run out of content.
well, no, this is just after this. It's going to be a bit of a
Boss rush?
gauntlet. Yeah, a gauntlet for you guys.
Oh, lovely.
So I think this is a good breathing point because I don't want to throw you into a battle in the last 2 hours. Or the last hour, really, since hour and a half. So yeah, we'll stop for the night and prepare for a lot of fighting later. That's why I offered you guys to have a long rest here so you could top up.
I mean, if we're leaving off, we probably will.
Okay, so we'll treat it as though you guys stopped for a long rest. Now to explain it. You guys know how the Nothic works, right?
I have never heard of this
what the
creature
Nothic
before,
is.
ever.
Okay, I
You
shall
fought
get
this creature the other day with Kenji.
What?
Talking about those the mantis-looking things.
The stupid dog with the one eye that kept making you roll intelligence saves to try to steal your secrets. The one that the barbarian chased down the stairs and couldn't find.
That was that thing?
Yes.
It didn't act anything like that, though.
True, because really the way the curse was an enchantment known as the Forget-Me-Not. Effectively,
Boo! Boo this man!
this man is either very cheesy or not very original. The point is, the curse worked by imprisoning the body of a dead Nothic within a column. Due to the fact that it was able to absorb and steal the secrets of others, he effectively turned that magic onto overdrive. Basically, so long as you were within the room, which could be considered within the Nothic's cone of view, you had to make intelligence saves every 5 minutes to avoid having your memory reset by it stealing every secret you learned to the point at which you had entered the room. basically, it would wipe your memory of everything you had done in that room every 5 minutes.
The only thing worse for you than going back to
Fortunately, the save was a bit low, only being at 12. But I will say this, Octavius, if you hadn't made the first save and then immediately knew to cast Tiny Hut because you knew something was up, you guys would have been in for a much rougher time.
By the way, I've decided who my demon daddy is.
Oh my. Well,
Took me a
Demon
while, but
ancestor.
I finally decided who it was gonna be.
that is good to know.
I'll let you know later if you.
It would be a good thing to know for later.
Yeah.
Anyways, see you guys next week and prepare for the slaughter.
Boy.
Night, guys.